Hello everyone. So today's assignment is just going to be copy the notes onto or into your notebook and submit a picture of the notes. I'm just going to go over 4 questions based off of parallel lines and transversals. So question 1 is we have Keller Street, Garcia Street. These are parallel. That's given. And we have Main Street and 2nd Street. These are parallel. That's given. So in our notebook, we're going to draw this nice and big. Okay, again, I'm going to not draw on this. This is my notebook, but I think I'm preferring keeping this on the same page than trying to be over here. I think it's a little more clear. So I'm going to redraw this in my notebook. Look at how big I'm redrawing it. Look at that. Look at the pen. Okay, that line is longer than the pen. Look at this line here. That line is about half the size of the pen. Okay, nice and big. Okay, so then we got these. Okay, I got angle 1. I got angle 2. Make sure I put that down here. And we can label these if we want. We don't really need to label the streets. It's not really important. What's important is that they're parallel. These are parallel, and these lines are parallel. So it gives us the measure of angle 1 is 95 degrees. So you guessed it, we're going to put 95 degrees right here in our picture. And it asks us to find angle 2. Angle 2 is all the way over here. So now we're going to have to take out our 2 different colored pens or pencils or a pen and a pencil. We're going to make the dots. So we're going to make this 95 a red dot. That means this angle's a red dot. And you guessed it, the other ones here going to be a blue dot and a blue dot. Okay, now we can copy and paste because these 2 lines are parallel. So this will be blue, this will be blue, this will be red, and this will be red. No, you don't need to use blue and red. You can use different colors, but I want to see the dots. Okay, now, because these lines are parallel, unlike the past couple of days where you've had 2 lines and it's like it's made the triangle. We don't have the triangle today. Like we have this line and this line, which are not parallel. These lines are parallel. So that means because these lines are parallel, which sometimes you might see with the little like arrow thing, right? And colored in, that's saying that, okay, these lines are parallel. Okay, here it gives it to you. Okay, it tells you that they're parallel. So that means I can also copy and paste from here to here, corresponding. So we have our red angles, and we have our blue angles. And let's see, 95 is red, angle 2 is blue. That means they're supplementary. So I'm going to have to subtract from 180. 180 minus 95. Oh crap, got to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5. That becomes nothing. 17 minus 8 is 85 degrees. So angle 2 equals 85. And oh look, multiple choice. I feel pretty confident because that's one of our answers. So again, what I wrote here is what I want you to copy. Okay, this part here. You don't have to use blue and red. You can use other colors. All right, question 2. Here's my diagram. These 2 lines are parallel that I'm given, and I'm trying to figure out which one of these statements is true. So I'm going to redraw it again, nice and big. Okay, there we go. Now make sure you don't screw up the numbering. This is kind of important. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. If this was real and I mixed up the numbering, I'd be screwed. So now I got to figure out, are these 2 angles supplementary? Are these 2 angles supplementary, meaning they add to 180, which would be different colored dots? Or one of these sets of angles equal. So what I'm going to do, handy dandy, red and blue. We'll go red, red, blue, blue. So that means here, red, red, blue, and blue. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my answers here. I'm going to say, okay, angle 1 is a red angle. So I'm going to put for A, actually, wait a minute. Let me do this. For A, B, C, D. Okay. So A, angle 1 is a red angle. So I'm going to put a red dot. Okay. Plus angle 5. Angle 5 is also a red angle. Boom. Equals 180. I know that's not right. Because I know red angles, unless they're both 90, which it doesn't say they are, so I can't assume that, red angles are equal to each other. So I know that's wrong. Okay, let's try angle 2. Angle 2 is blue plus angle 8. Angle 8 is red, and that equals 180. Oh, look at that. I know that to be true. The two different colored dots are supplementary. Now we're also going to check C and D, because sometimes on the MCAS it will say select all that apply, so there may be more than one answer. So we're going to check them all just to be safe. So here, angle 1 is red equals angle 7, which is blue. Oh, red and blue, those are not the same. And finally, D, angle 3 is blue equals angle 8, which is red. Now that's also different colored angles are supplementary. Okay, so that's all I'm looking for. So you to copy down these notes, right? So you can get accustomed to these types of questions. All right, 2 more. I apologize if this video is kind of long. All right, so we got 3 lines here, K, M, N. They are all parallel, which is given. And this line is not perpendicular. So what that means is that they're not all 90, like they were in the runway question. So here in the runway question, right, these became all 90 degrees, so they were all the same essentially. They're telling us that that's not going to happen here. So again, be careful, draw nice and big. So we have, look at that big line. And then space it down a little bit. Look at that big line. And space it down a little bit more. Look at that big line. And now we have a line that goes to the middle. Okay, if you want to put K, M, and N, you can. We have angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5. Okay, right? Same, that picture, same as this picture. Now it asks, which of the following angles has a measure that is not equal to the measure of angle 1? So angle 1 we're going to make red. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing. Okay? Angle 2 is going to be red. And the 2 angles are going to be blue. Now, because there's 3 lines, it still works the same. This is going to copy down to here, is going to copy down to here. So we're going to have blue, blue, red, red, blue, blue, and red, and red. Okay, so now, which angle is not equal to angle 1? Which angle is blue? That would be angle 4, which is choice C. So our answer is angle 4. All right, I'm just going to circle it. Again, this represents my computer screen. I'm not making you write all this crap out. Boom. All right, one more. Okay, so now again, these 2 lines are not parallel, right? Clearly they intersect. So that means these, like this intersection are not the same. This intersection and this intersection are not the same. but it's a little bit different than the triangle question. In fact, it's a lot easier than the triangle question. So again, nice and big. Look at the size of that thing. This comes in this way. This comes in this way. And okay, is it perfect? No, but I got my little triangle here. And I'm going to fill in here. 1, right? This is on this part right here. So here's angle 1. Okay. 60 is down here. And 50 is right here. Okay, so again, I just copied this down to here. Don't worry about the letters. Now it asks, what is the measure of angle 1? So I'm trying to find this angle. Now, this transversal here, right, is going to make the dots along this line. Okay, this transversal here will make the dots along this line, a different set of dots. So this dots would be like, say, red and blue. This would be purple and pink, that type of thing. Well, I'm only worried about this angle up here. So I'm going to completely ignore that. Okay, so I don't even need to look at that. I'm going to leave my hand right there. I make it a little bit difficult. All right, so we're going to go blue is 60. All right, which means across from 60 is blue. And then we got red and red. Again, use whatever colors you want. Copy and paste. So these angles are blue, which means these angles are red. Different colored angles. These guys are supplementary. Going to have to subtract from 180, and we'll get 120. And oh, look, boom. I feel pretty confident that my answer is 120. Okay, again, I apologize, it's kind of long, but your assignment is just to copy the notes and submit a handwritten copy of the notes in a notebook. I want to see the pretty picture.